A friend claims he can run the 400-meter dash in 16 seconds. I said, that's impossible. He said, I know a shortcut. Have you ever believed something, then found out it wasn't true at all? Here are some far-fetched claims written on insurance forms. I love these. I had been driving for 40 years when I fell asleep at the wheel and had an accident. Listen, if you have been driving that long, pull over. I was on my way to the doctor with rear end trouble when my universal joint gave way, causing me to have an accident. I pulled away from the side of the road, glanced at my mother-in-law, and headed over the embankment. Do you have that mother-in-law? I hope not. The guy was all over the road. I had to swerve a number of times before I hit him. The pedestrian ran for the pavement, but I got him. Claims. Wow. Isabella Parker pretended to slip and fall 49 times in various locations. She filed insurance claims totaling millions. Sadly for her, the insurance companies didn't fall for it. Nor did Cracker Barrel when a Virginia woman claimed to have found a mouse in her soup. A mouse in my soup. Inspectors agreed that there was no cheese in the rodent's lungs, therefore it had not been cooked in the soup. The scam was not a good idea. Waitress, there's a mouse in my soup. Shh, everybody's gonna want one. None of these claims comes close to those made by North Korea's oppressive former leader, Kim Jong-il. Official records reportedly claim that Kim learned to walk at 3 weeks, to talk at 8 weeks. He grew up to write 1,500 books in 3 years and 6 full operas, which are, quote, better than any in the history of music. Wow. The first time Kim picked up a golf club, he shot a 38 under par round on North Korea's only golf course, including 11 holes in one. That's a miracle. You doubt this? Each of his 17 highly impressed bodyguards verified the record. Documents also claim that a new star appeared in the heavens to herald his birth on North Korea's Bakdu Mountain in 1942. Now, unfortunately, Soviet records indicate he was born in a Siberian village in 1941. Busted! A man approached my wife and I and said, I'm Jesus. I said, it's nice to meet you. Have you been raised from the dead? He blinked and said, yes. Can your friends verify this? I asked. He blinked again and walked away. Surely the most outrageous claim ever is the claim of Easter. That Jesus died, was buried, and later raised to life. Now, if it's false, Christianity is a lie. If it's true, we dare not ignore it. I grew up in a Christian home, but had serious doubts about the resurrection. And finally, I dared myself to look into it. We all should. Most scholars agree that the letters of Paul were written and read just 20 to 30 years after Jesus died. In them are claims of an eyewitness account that the risen Jesus appeared to Paul and to more than 500 of his followers at once, most of whom are still alive. As a writer of nonfiction, I know you cannot possibly get away with writing this. You just can't, unless it's true. See, I get letters from people if I get the color of a shirt wrong in one of my stories. Imagine what they'd do if I told them a friend had been resurrected. At my father's graveside service, a very strange thought hit me. If God were to raise my dad from the dead, what would it take to convince our little town of 3,000 that it happened? Could it be done? Well, try faking a resurrection where you live. Let me know how it goes for you. Only Jesus had followers who were killed because they insisted he had been resurrected. There's only one explanation. They had been with the risen Lord. 3 times my wife and I have been privileged to visit the Garden Tomb in Jerusalem. On one of these occasions, our smiling guide said 300,000 people a year visit this place to see something that isn't here. Outside the tomb is a wooden sign, "He is not here, for he is risen." For the believer, there is no greater reason for hope and joy. Amid heartache and pain, we believe God defeated death and promised us eternal life through faith in his Son, Jesus. I get criticized for laughing too much. I know it surprises you. But the truth of the resurrection makes it impossible for me to stop smiling for very long. It is quite simply the most liberating, transforming, and outrageous claim in all of history. You want to help make stories of hope and joy available around the world? Make sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video today. Thanks.